All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Car Talk Podcast number 18. And where the fuck did Jack go?
I'm getting my phone so I can plug it in.
Oh. Let's start with the introductions. Chris, you want to go into your channel and the cars you have?
Yeah, sure. So if you don't already know by the title of my thing that I'm Chris Sadowski, I basically mess around with some Hondas. I do a lot of skateboarding stuff. I vlog and kind of just do whatever I think is entertaining. And I don't really care what you guys think is entertaining. That's not true. No, I just mess around with my Integra. I've got a track build 93. And that's about it. I don't know. I don't have friends with fast cars, so I don't get that luxury. I just know how to. I know how to drive.
That's always good. Okay, Mike, you want to go into your channel?
My channel is called East Broasters. We're about uniting East Coast car culture and car channels and events. Basically, it's just stuff I like to do and eventually.
Connection dropped.
Martin, you interrupted.
Oh, I apologize.
Try that again, Mike.
Is your mic one of these things?
Put that down. Put that down. Put that down. Wait. Put that down. Where was I?
I was literally recording that for an Instagram story, too.
Wait, what?
Right when Martin comes in and interrupts.
Okay,
Sorry. I'm gonna
try that again.
All right. So, my name's Mike. My channel's East Broasters. Post East Coast car content, events, just stuff I do. The whole goal is to unite East Coast car scene a little bit. I drive a steel blue metallic 2004 BMW 325xi with 306,000 miles. And I like to do car stuff and making car content. Check out my latest video. It's actually my best one.
What?
All right, Jackass, you want to go into your channel?
Alright, it's Jack Williamson 54. Basically, I do some car stuff. I used to have a 99 Ranger, but I hit a tree with it. And and it had like 126,000 stuff. And I basically do my fire alarm stuff, whatever I feel fits fitting my channel and stuff. So that's basically what my channel is.
Okay, Garrett.
I am Levi the Foxy. As of right now, I'm just uploading furry stuff because my phone broke, so it's not hard to film automotive crap. So yeah, I'm trying to get that. And I don't have a car yet, but it's probably going to be like I'm 96 before them getting on. And another car that I'm not supposed to tell anybody about yet.
What's all that racket?
What?
That's me. Hold on. I'm waiting for I'm gonna try to adjust my microphone or go
Okay.
Because I was hearing some kind of feedback there.
Let me adjust my microphone. Garrett, go ahead and continue.
And there's another car that I may be getting. It's just not official yet, which is why I haven't really said what it is yet. Only a few people know what it is.
Do I know what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, then I do know what it is. I didn't know if you were talking about something else or whether you were talking about what I thought you were talking about. Okay, Martin, you want to go into your channel and the vehicles you have?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Martin. My channel's name is LS260 GTO, and I have a Pontiac GTO 2006. My girlfriend has a C7 Corvette Stingray 2014, and I have featured this Infinity, which is going up next. I'm going to show people how to fix their cruise control, and hopefully soon, this is the project car right here, which is the 1999 Pontiac Formula. So this thing is has a 5.7 liter with the Tremor 256, and hopefully we're going to restore this thing, and you guys are going to come along the way and check it out.
All right, Richard, you want to go into who you are? So, and you don't have a camera either, so.
I just like building cars.
Is that all you're going to tell us?
Yeah, I don't really want to tell I mean, I know you know my project car, but I don't want to say it on here, so.
Okay. Who's talking in the background?
I'm trying to like
Sounds
I'm
like a TV.
Yeah, I don't. It's not the TV. It's people downstairs. I have my computer set up out here because it's a lot better instead of my room because my room's so cramped. So yeah, in my room, whenever I have my computer set up in my room, I keep syncing or whatever. Like in the one last room. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, as soon as this posts, I will get into our first topic. Okay, let's see.
Basically, anything about cars and racing is my life.
Makes sense.
There's nothing else to it. What was that?
What about racing cars?
Oh yeah, obviously.
What do you race?
What do I race?
Cars.
Well, what car?
Right now, I don't race anything, but I used to race at my local short track.
What do you drive is my question.
Oh, a sport truck.
Okay, but what type of sport truck? Like a Chevy, a Honda, a Nissan, a Toyota?
It was a Chevy with a small block in it, 3-speed.
Okay, Silverado, S10,
S10.
Colorado. Okay,
It's a race. It's a chassis, but it's a race truck.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, so yeah, we got the racer in here, and then the rest
And
of us
then-
car guys.
Next year, I'm racing
Hey.
on dirt. I'm gonna be driving a dirt.
I'll be
mountain
racing in September.
bike. What are you
Racing
racing?
what, Chris?
Well, it's gonna be mostly just time attack. Like for a while, it's gonna just be me against my own lap times. But it'll be Wild Horse Pass Raceway out here with NASA Autosports and Pro Autosports, I think they're called. So
And you're in Arizona, for everybody that doesn't know.
yes.
Okay, so for our first topic, if you had a trust fund, what car would you love to have as your daily, your fun car, and your project car? And by fun car, I mean one that you wouldn't like you would want to keep stock and not upgrade. And then project car, obviously, kind of explains itself. Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll take this one real quick. I
All
don't know
right,
if
Mark.
anybody's, well, considering that I have a Pontiac GTO, I don't know if you guys know that this car came from Australia, as a lot of others have finally found out. And what I would do is get a Holden Marlou. It's an HSV. It kind of would look like an El Camino type vehicle. It's got a truck bed. It's got a huge engine in the front. And they have one that's called the LSA with over 650 horsepower from the factory in Australia. And it's fast as hell. That would be my.
So is that going to be like the project car, the
No,
fun
that would
car,
be the
or the daily?
that would be the fun car that I would leave alone. That I would just leave it stock because I'm being.
Okay, so what about project car and your daily?
A project car would be like an old IROC Camaro, for sure.
Okay, how about a daily?
A daily, a
Mhm.
Corvette.
Which generation? You got to be specific, Martin.
Well, I would go with the Grand Sport. The,
C7?
Carbon Edition. Yeah, C7 Carbon Edition 65.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love the Grand Sport.
As a matter of
Okay.
I'm
fact,
not here.
Who wants to go next?
One back in the DC Auto Show.
I guess I'll go. So for a daily, I would get like a truck because it's practical. Like my Ranger would be my daily driver. For like a project car, it'd be like an old muscle car, like a Camaro or a Corvette or something like that. And for my fun car, I would do something like I would do something like a Hellcat or something like that. Challenger Hellcat or something.
Speaking of Hellcat.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right back, and then we can continue.
One a Hellcat.
Yeah, you almost want a Hellcat. I heard the emergency alert system or whatever. Like, what the heck?
yeah, I heard it on somebody's phone.
It wasn't me because my phone's muted and my phone's all the way across the room.
Yeah.
My phone's broken.
Koreans again.
Sorry, my phone was bitching.
Was that your phone doing the EAS alert or whatever?
Yes, that's stupid shit for flood warning crap. Okay, who's going next?
I'll go.
Okay.
So what are the categories?
a daily, a project car, and then a fun car that you would just leave completely stock.
All right, so my daily, I'd probably take a McLaren 650S because
Ooh.
those cars are freaking sweet, and they're not as expensive as the P1. My project car, I'd probably take a 95 Mazda RX-7, just cause
Nice.
rotary, and then my fun car, probably some, I don't know, some type of Mustang. I don't know what generation, to be honest with you.
Fox body.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like Fox body, so probably a Fox body.
I know
Okay.
some Fox body.
I know a guy with a Fox body. I forget what he put a different engine in it, and I saw him at a car show, and it was pretty interesting. He kind of told us about it, but people were loud, so you couldn't really hear him that well in the footage. But who wants to go next?
I guess I will. So
Okay, Garrett.
for like a daily that I would do nothing to it, probably I know would be the Accord. And as for
Dude, you know this is if you had a trust fund, right?
oh, well, whatever, I would just modify everything.
No, you have to pick a daily car that obviously you're not going to do much to, a fun car that you wouldn't really like, that you're fine with it being stock, and then a project car that obviously you're going to build the shit out of.
Okay, so for like a daily that I would do almost nothing to, it'd be a C6 LS2 Corvette
For daily or fun car?
daily.
Okay.
And for a project car would be a C5 Corvette.
Okay.
And as for like a fun car would probably be a Ford GT.
Which generation? 2005, 2006, or
Yeah,
2017?
from the 2000s.
Okay, good.
Okay. Okay, who's going next?
I guess I will. So for the what is it? The daily, honestly, I'll probably just do something simple like an S2000, although not the most practical. I don't do anything but drive to and from work and then to and from the skate park, so I don't need all the extra seats or cargo room, so it's okay. And for fun car, I'd probably get my 88 RX-7 back because those things are super sick DFCs and keep the rotary in it. Probably put a 3-rotor in it. And then for the project car, I'd keep my Integra just because I love it.
Okay, Mike, you want to go?
Yeah, for a daily, I would have a Mercedes E63 AMG. Frizzy, you need to take as much Starbucks parking lot space as possible. It's the perfect vehicle for that. And hurricanes happen here, so we need to like go through water. Car, I would have a 1970 Ferrari 365 Daytona. It's just something that wouldn't want to touch. Has a nice V12 up in the front, makes all the right noises. I think I've seen one once. I'm not really sure. It's never see them, man. Just be something cool to have. As a project car, I'm in debate between two, so I'll just say both. 1998 Nissan Skyline GTR. I like the R33s. If you watch my latest video, you'll see my friend's R34, and it's an amazing car. I love riding in that, but I just love the look of the R33s a lot. Or a 1991, just because they have no mid-engine car on the list. It's something like that with a VTEC engine and then just a nice lightweight construction. Really seems appealing.
Okay, I guess it's finally. Oh, whoa. Somebody's got feedback going on.
I don't know, it's not me. I got a Bluetooth headset, so.
Not me either.
Okay.
It's
It's not working. It's fine now, so.
Reading again.
Honestly, I think I know what the project car and the fun car would be. Fun car would probably be either a C5 or C6 Corvette. I'm still debating on like what Corvette I want. Like I want to, sit in them, drive in them, ride in them before I figure out which one I want.
Right.
Didn't you want to see 606?
Yeah, but then I rode in the C7, and I'm like, maybe I should consider my options and ride and drive all of them before I decide. Like, see what car I fit in best, because obviously I'm not skinny like you fuckers. So obviously I'm not gonna fit in everything. I'm surprised I fit in the fucking Miata.
Yeah.
But that was the passenger seat. I don't know how the driver's seat might be a little different.
I just
But-
remembered, I actually convinced my mom to sit in a Miata over at the DC Auto Show.
You did?
Like,
Wow.
we walked past this red Miata. I'm like, go sit in that Miata. She's like, what? Yeah, go sit in the Miata. He said it was a girl car.
Not when you put an LS3 in it. Like the one that I rode in. That one had an LS3 in it.
Oh, it's a transvestite.
But that'd probably the fun car would be some type of Corvette, probably C5 or C6, because C7s are too expensive for me right now. Well, actually, if we had trust fund, then yeah, C7 could possibly work. But I don't know how well I fit in the driver's seat, so
Now that you
I don't know.
C7
I just put 700,000 in a Ferrari. I think our trust funds are big enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It all depends on like what I like, and then probably for project car, I'm thinking some kind of Mustang, like New Edge S197, something like that. And then daily, I'm kind of on the verge of deciding between a 2006 Silverado Duramax or a 2016 Charger Scat Pack.
Charger crap pack.
Hey, it ain't crap.
Yeah, they
That's
still
what
drive
Scat
better
is.
than a Mustang.
I actually sat in both.
I'm just saying it's not crap. I rode and drove in one, so.
I've actually sat in a Challenger and a Charger Scat Pack. It feels really comfortable.
Yeah, there are.
I mean, my fat ass fit, so.
Well, I mean, because I'm not exactly a little guy. I'm a little fluffy, but that's why I kind of like my GTO because it's like a big couch, It's a huge freaking cabin.
Yeah, but like ever since honestly, I never used to like Dodge until I drove that Scat Pack and rode in it, and I'm like, it might be 5,000 pounds, but it still hauls ass.
It does. I mean,
especially when you straight pipe a Charger, it sounds good.
Well, you don't even have to do that. They already found it from the factory.
Like in person, that's like stock. Because the one I reviewed was it was straight piped and all that.
I was telling Jack that I wanted to straight pipe all my cars, and he's like, "No, don't! You're gonna get pulled over."
You're gonna get pulled over.
We passed 2 cops in the process of riding along and reviewing that thing, and we didn't get pulled over. So
that's great.
Surprising. But yeah.
So originally I wanted to straight pipe the C5, and that's what brought the whole "don't do it, you're gonna get pulled over" thing. Then I heard
thing is like with the Charger, you don't expect a 4-door to sound like that either. So that's also, I think, kind of another reason. Like if we would have been in a Corvette, we probably would have got pulled over.
Yeah.
Or if it wasn't.
If we were in a 4-door Charger, so the cop was like, "Oh, it probably wasn't that car." There's something. That's kind of how I thought about it, but
it's like a Chevy FS or my GTO,
Yeah.
I don't expect it.
Or if
I was actually surprised, like how quickly that Charger went for being like over 5,000 pounds, which surprised the hell out of me. I thought it was only 4,000 pounds, and he said 5,000. I was like, "Wait, what? That heavy?"
Yeah.
So I feel about that 5.0 at work that I've been driving. It's like almost 4,800 pounds, and that thing moves.
Exactly. Like that's the thing. Cars can be heavy nowadays, and they can still fly.
But they can't turn.
No, the Charger turns. Trust me. It's got a very good turning radius, whether you're drifting or whether you're actually just turning.
I bet you don't turn as good as a Miata.
Well, no, but the Miata's gonna get its ass handed to on a straight line.
Oh yeah, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
And I mean,
straight line
and
racing
I'm
doesn't
sorry,
prove anything.
and I'm sorry to say this, but well, actually, I'm not sorry to say this, but a Miata looks kind of gay.
Well, I don't
I'm
care.
sorry. Look, a
I don't care
Miata.
what
Look. The latest Miata that they created, right, which is the same thing as the MX-5, back in Europe and Japan and all those places where they sell it. That's a good-looking car. But the first generation, second, third, and fourth, they just look like a girl car. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
They look like a happy car. Like you stick the headlights up, you stick a tongue out of the middle, and they're happy.
They look
I
like
agree,
some
but
chick driving it.
But if you have a fucking fast motor in it, then it don't matter what the car looks like, in my opinion. I'd rather have a car that looks ugly and have performance than a car that doesn't have performance and looks beautiful.
But why not have both of them? Have a good-looking car. I mean, it doesn't have to be like. I mean, look at my Pontiac. It's not like a pretty car, but it's not ugly either. It's just a nice, sleek-looking vehicle. I mean, call it for what it is. I mean, like kind of like what's the big one? Somebody's getting feedback over there. I can hear myself. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I can hear you too.
Yeah, like a Pontiac Solstice. That's a great looking car, especially if you spec it the correct way, with the right wheels and the right combination of color top and paint body. It's a good looking car. It's a very simplistic car, and it's a very quick little turbo 2.0 liter Ecotec. Same thing with the Saturn Sky. It's the same damn car. It's keep in mind of like the I'm thinking of the BMW M Roadster that Ralph Ferretti just got. That's kind of a chick should be driving that car. But the same equivalent car from Mercedes, that's a good looking car. I think it's the what the heck is it called? I think it's the CLK.
I don't know. Mercedes, I just don't understand Mercedes names because they're usually just a bunch of letters or numbers. And that's it. It's like C63S, C63 AMG, whatever. I'm like, huh? What's the difference?
Well, AMG is always going to be a sports car.
Well, I know like the AMG part means it's like obviously performance-wise. Right. It has performance to it.
It's been
but I don't know what the fuck the rest of the shit means. All right, let's move on to another topic. If you could only have cars from one decade, what would it be?
90s.
Yeah, 90s.
Why?
90s.
What do you mean, why? 2000s era sucked absolute booty hole. 90s was fantastic in both performance and like how all the cars looked. Because I mean, minus Ford and Chevy totally ruined it if we're talking domestics for the 90s because all their cars are dead ass ugly. But like the imports and everything, like look at the Subarus, look at the Hondas, all of them look fantastic. NSX 2000, like GTRs, like all those look fantastic. But like 80s goes a little bit too boxy, and the imports back then were just cubes for the most part. And I don't care about American cars. So
yeah,
I don't care about anything.
Imports really didn't kick off until the 90s, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, before that, they were more of like economy. I mean, a lot of them still are.
It's like it's like the direction Ford's in now with their economy cars is how imports were in the 80s.
Yeah.
That's a good comparison.
I don't know. I disagree because 2000s, obviously that's when they had the last Trans Ams back in 2002, the last Camaros. Corvette got really good looking. That's when they got the G8, in the late 2000s. They got the GTO in the middle. I mean, there's plenty of good looking American cars. They just gotta know what they're looking for.
I know. I'd probably say early 2000s because then I could get either a C5, a C6. I could get either a New Edge or an S197 Mustang, and then I could get the style truck that I like, which is the Silverado from like 2006. So I mean, all the cars that I'm really into is like early 2000s.
Right, early and mid.
That's kind of why I picked early 2000s.
I went to a friend's birthday party and I saw this Silverado. It wasn't a Duramax, but it looked exactly like straight drive 420.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the kind of body style I like for the Silverado.
I'm doing something right now.
Well, that's like Mike's truck.
How long will it be?
Someone's in trouble.
I'm laughing my ass off right now.
I am too. Like,
I know. I'm just like, of course this would happen.
I guess I'm gonna
I'm
switch over to my phone so you guys could get, because I have to watch my brother right now. So yeah, that's great.
Have fun with that one. Richard's exact reading our minds. Like, oh no.
I'm thinking of Will Ferrell in the what is it? Wedding Crashers. He's like, Mom, get us some sandwiches.
I'm doing something.
Yep, there it is.
doing something, Mom.
Man, give me some ice tea and You guys remember
Okay,
that, right?
so who hasn't went with the topic on like what decade of cars they would pick if that's the only decade they could have cars from? Mike, you want to go ahead?
Me. Mine's going to be very controversial, but 2010s. I think the current decade of cars is the last decade that we're going to have cars that are analog to an extent.
There we go.
Okay, hold on. What did you say? Jack was making some feedback there.
This decade.
Goddamn, Jack. Say 2010s because it's the last decade of cars that are analog. For example, 2010s we've seen cars like the C606, the E92 M3 had a 4-liter V8, which over 100 horsepower per liter, really great car. The Ferrari A12 or the current the current A12 super fast, 800 horsepower from a naturally aspirated engine. Decade, who knows if we're gonna even have naturally aspirated engines anymore?
Who knows
and
if
also,
we're gonna have engines anymore at all? Because I mean, did you guys hear about France and the UK trying to get rid of gasoline engines altogether?
Yep.
That's not
By like 2040 or something like that?
Yep.
What's great about the 2010s is you can have the Teslas, you can have the Chevy Bolts, but there's also older school stuff still created out there. Toyota has a 100 horsepower per liter, low slug, boxer power, 2-door sports car now. Like 10 years ago, that wasn't even a thing. 20 years ago, even that was a thing. Although Supras and stuff existed, but the variation of cars out there, I don't think we're ever going to see again. You can go to Mercedes, buy a 600 horsepower station wagon, Chevrolet, and all the big American brands, and have a supercharged 650 horsepower plus big muscle car. And then you can go to the Japanese brands, from a computer with a great 4-wheel drive system to a very nice economy car. And then you can go to European brands and get some crazy supercars with big naturally aspirated engines and exotic looks. I think this is the last decade that we'll have any of those things.
I still think we got another decade, to be honest. I still think, and the reason being I say that is because Donald Trump is in office. He's, he allowed all that fuel to be pumped out of, for fracking and all that. So I think we have another 10 years, to be honest.
I say 10 years of American cars.
Yeah.
European or Asian brands, I don't see that happening for another 10 years.
Yeah, because I mean, like everything's going electric. Like hell, the governments in Europe are trying to get rid of gasoline cars.
Because keep in mind,
So
have you guys thought about this? For a long time, since early 2000s, they've been using a lot of the natural gas, the propane. Have you guys seen that? A lot of municipalities have propane cars. Like a lot of them, and what's funny, a lot of those cars are all Chevys and Fords.
Huh.
Yeah. And nobody's really thought about that. They're all natural gas. But that's not going to be anytime soon. We're going to continue with this gas. As long as our government allows these oil companies to frack and get more fuel, I think our vehicles aren't going anywhere.
Possibly. I don't know. Plus, it all depends. Like, also, the consumer is also another factor. Like, are people going to go to keep buying electric cars over gasoline cars? If so, then the consumers are going to kill the gasoline engine. It's kind of the same way with, like, the manuals. It's the same way with the manuals.
The consumer isn't going to do that. there still is manual.
It is
For now.
me.
I think the
Yeah,
manual
but
Yes,
there's
it
not nearly as many manual transmission cars as automatic cars these days.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's going. It's like the manual cars made is probably going down every year because less people are buying them.
And especially because they have dual clutch transmissions, and now they have transmissions that you don't even feel it shift. And basically, to a non-car person, they don't want to feel the transmission shift, and they want to realize that, hey, I got constant power when I need it.
Right.
Exactly. That's why That's why most consumers that are not car guys like us are going to go to electric vehicles because electric vehicles you have.
Because they don't know better,
torque.
and they don't know better, and the companies say that electric cars are so good because of their range and stuff. They like feed it into their heads that electric's the way to go.
That's the thing. Like range isn't like on the electric car side right now. It's on the gasoline car side right now because
an electric car can only get 300 miles to the gallon or something. 300 miles to the charge or something. If you're in a gas car, you can go fill up.
Exactly. Like that's the thing about electric car. Like the only thing going for gas cars right now is range and being able to just go fill up in a couple minutes.
Range anxiety.
Electric cars, you have to wait for hours until it's done charging.
As a matter of fact, Rob already proved the point with his Volt where he allowed it to run out of gas, and he tried to drive it in electric mode, and it did not work. He said it was dangerous. It would have no power whatsoever, and knowing that it's electric, you think it would have some sort of, pep to it.
Yeah, but that's also a Chevy Volt too. I mean, look at like Tesla.
Yeah, but Tesla's completely different. That's a whole different ballpark. We're talking about a hybrid system that works, in unison. A fully electric vehicle is always going to have power. You gotta remember that.
True.
Also, I don't agree with the electric cars right now because the way that they need to make their range higher is that they need to focus on making all the components that they need for like AC. Like all the battery stuff, they need to focus on making that more economic before they can focus on power and stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
True. Another thing is like companies are trying to focus on making two things happen: electric cars and autonomous cars.
Yes, and there's
I can
now
tell you one
autonomous semi-trucks that Budweiser has and stuff.
Exactly. Like another thing is like I bet you 9 out of 10 if companies weren't focusing on trying to figure out both, electric cars would probably be so much farther than they are now.
And it's not only that too. It's like self-parking and like self-driving, like all this other stuff.
Well, I mean, self-parking is already in cars if you think about it.
Well, yeah, I know, but like a lot of companies are working on like I forget the company it was, but you can literally get out of your car, press a button on your phone, and it will drive around the parking lot looking for a parking spot. And a lot of companies are gonna try getting on that.
Yeah, I was about to say I think that's Tesla.
Yeah,
I don't think it was Tesla. It was some other company.
No, I think it was Tesla.
No, it's Tesla. There was another company. I know the one you're talking about. As a matter of fact, there's a YouTube techie that was given exclusive access to this. I don't remember his name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Tesla's been doing the same thing for a while.
Martin, it sounds like your mic is literally inside of your mouth.
Your mic is a potato. Your mic is a potato.
Yeah.
Let me turn this off. Better?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Well, it sounds better. It sounds better.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds better.
Yeah.
Just turned off.
Since we're on the autonomous topic, here's another topic that is one we should talk about. How autonomous cars will affect industries.
It's going to be the goals that are changed.
How autonomous cars will affect what?
If you quit playing with shit, Jack, maybe you'd hear us.
I'm not playing with crap. It's somebody else.
Somebody
who's like slamming cupboards and shit.
sounds like someone
Yeah.
or something. Or in a garage.
Somebody's slamming something.
Not me.
Oh, fuck it. But the topic is how autonomous cars will affect industries. Like, if you think about it, if autonomous cars become a thing, the only thing that's really going to be in business is probably, like, rap companies. because you probably won't be able to change the wheels on your car because they'll probably fuck with the alignment or something like that.
Or they'll just be covered up with downforce.
But it's
or
funny
that.
that
And another thing is like performance. There's going to be no need for performance shops anymore. That'll put so many people out of business. There'll be no automotive shops. There won't be like the only things that'll be in business is like paint shops and wrap shops.
Well,
That's probably all you can do to them.
I don't agree with that because there won't be as many automotive and performance shops, but there'll still be some around because of the car guys. You ain't gonna get rid of all the car guys and they can go electric or whatever.
Here's the thing. It's kind of like what Richard's saying. I think it's going to be survival of the fittest. So 150 years ago, everybody rode a horse. I'm sure there's equestrian shops and that everywhere. And now, you know, in some areas, horses are like a hobby, but it's not like a big thing for transportation. You see horses that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And, you know, people like getting all this nice stuff for the horses because they're passionate about that, not because they need it. I think seriously, cars are going the same way. There won't be as much tuner companies, but the ones out there are going to be the best of the best ones that do. And the people who are into cars are going to be the guys who are really into cars, you know, passionate about it. And I think the quality of the car scene in general will be so much better. There'll be fewer people, but in general, it'll be a better scene. And people who just need to get to point A to B, they'll have their autonomous things. People will have their daily things, just to hit a button and go. But cars have some nice stuff, and the shops that are out there, the tuners, the wheel companies, the brake companies, they'll all have the best stuff on the market, the highest quality stuff, because the guys that didn't make stuff wouldn't survive.
Did any of you guys ever watch the movie Logan?
What, Martin?
Any of you guys ever watch the movie?
You're breaking up.
The movie
I couldn't hear him.
You guys, the movie Logan.
Martin, you're breaking up a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get my headset.
Now it's working. Now it's working.
Yeah, now I can hear you a little bit better.
Okay, the movie Logan. You guys ever watched it?
Yes.
No.
Okay, remember how when they were running away and they stole that, and there was a bunch of 18-wheelers that were, autonomous 18-wheelers. Those are the vehicles that are going to end up having autonomous driving first before passenger vehicle have, in order for them to perfect it. Kind of like the way you were talking about Mark 11 working with Uber.
Oh yeah.
They're going to be the first vehicles that are going to have all this autonomy, because perfect it, before the.
Martin, you're really breaking up, so it's kind of hard to decipher what you're saying. Who left? Oh, Richard left. I don't know why.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna go grab. I'll be right back. I'll leave this up here.
Okay, I don't know how that's gonna fix the situation, but okay. Richard, where'd you go?
I don't know what happened.
I was literally about to text you and say, "Where'd you go?"
Yeah, no, I'm well good.
Okay. Does anybody else have any opinions on how they think the car industry is going to go with the autonomous cars and shit?
Car that are won already?
I do see taking over everything now.
See,
you see what taking over everything? This. Richard, you go first, then Levi, then whoever else was trying to talk.
See, I have a mixed opinion on autonomous cars and stuff because I feel like they could make it safer for everyone to be on the road. Because quite frankly, a computer is a lot more smarter than any human to ever be.
Still it malfunctions.
Well, yeah, but also I think it's also bad because look at all the jobs that could be lost if we go all electric or all autonomous.
Exactly.
Like, it's not healthy for the economy, in my opinion. Like, they're trying to make it that it's healthy for, like, the ecosystem and, like, for, better economy and everything. But it's really not going to be healthy for the economy if we all go electric. And there's no more mechanic shops that can, hey, you need a new motor? I can rebuild your motor. No. If you need a new battery, you got to replace the battery.
Exactly. It's just like, you know, if your phone needs a new battery, you just go to the store or go online and buy it, and voila, you're done.
Yeah, which it's quicker, but it's
Yeah,
gonna put so many people out of jobs.
exactly. And there's so many people out of jobs already as it is.
Exactly, and it's so hard to find jobs now. You know,
There it is. I'm back. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
Now
we
you
hear
guys-
you.
Okay, so basically what I was trying to say is that the autonomous cars are going to end up happening, but only with, like, you know, big rigs, buses, you know, Uber, just like
Yeah,
you were
but if
saying
they
with
do
Marco,
it
how
with
he's
big
working on that with them.
rigs, you know, that's going to take people's jobs.
exactly.
Like,
know.
that's what Richard was
That'll
just
take my
talking
dad's
about,
job.
is like, with the, like, Richard, you want to re-explain that for Martin since he just got back?
I was just saying how is autonomous cars and trucks, they'll be good for safer roads, but they're not going to be good for economy because all the jobs are going to be lost.
Actually, that's where you're wrong, you're wrong, but yet right at the same time. When it comes to the economy, it might be better because it's cheaper. You don't have to pay drivers and stuff like that, which kind of sucks. Because that's where my dad's gonna lose his job.
All the parts, it don't matter because the prices for those parts will go up because there'll be a demand for it. So if there's a demand and I have 500 parts of whatever part you need, obviously I'm gonna jack the price, and you're gonna lose so much jobs from people aren't gonna be able to work on diesel motors, regular combustion motors. You know.
Yeah. Well, you know, like a lot of these vehicles still work with all these items. Just like I think Marco's SUV, the Jeep, I think it's a Cherokee, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
They've been showing how people can hack into these vehicles and drive them. So anything that has, even if it has a gasoline engine or a diesel engine, as long as it has electric power steering, you know, everything else that's electric, you can hijack a car if you're pretty much smart enough how to do that. You know, you can.
True. I think I was seeing something about that a while ago. Actually.
To add to that, I don't know if you guys have heard, but car manufacturers are trying to make no more wiring harnesses, so everything is ran off of Bluetooth.
Fuck. I never heard that one.
Yeah, it's like the new. I think it's the new Alfa Romeo Giulia. The brakes run under. They're wireless. They're not. There's nothing that's hooked between the pedal and the brakes.
Yep. Which is that's even more dangerous.
Okay. Somebody in the comments, Gator Gaming, he says a computer is not smarter than a human. Humans are what programs computers.
Well, a computer can make a computer can make a lot less mistakes than a human can, and it can react a lot quicker. Say in an instance, if someone stops really quick on the highway going 60, and you're driving a semi truck or something, you ain't gonna be able to stop that quick.
No.
By the time it takes you to react to it. Yeah, I know, but by the time it takes you to react to it, you know, 60 miles an hour, that's pretty quick for the highway, you know?
Yeah.
If a car stops direct, like dead stop in front of you, you're not going to have time to react.
No. You have to be paying attention, like
well, you technically should be. But
I'm not... Go ahead.
The problem that we have now is that we have unattended drivers, where they're on Facebook, they're on their stinking Twitter. You know, it's just remember.
That's because everybody, all they want to do is be on these
be on their stinking phone. Yeah, be on their phone.
All they want to do is be on their fucking phone.
And
that's why autonomous cars are going to happen, is because people can't get off of these stupid fucking things.
See, I'm not in favor for computers running everything, but the point is the reason why car manufacturers are doing this is because in their eyes, it's a lot safer to have a computer drive the car than a human drive the car.
Yeah, like for instance, one of the things that I think that should be that should be happening. You know how we're talking about manual transmissions going away and all that stuff, which eventually I know they will. You know, you like kind of like even with my GTO when I bought it, the manual transmission was the option. I had to pay extra for that. You know, the one thing that's going to need to happen, and I think that politicians need to take a look at this, is any teenager that's going to be driving, that's, you know, starting. I think there's, depending on the state you live, it could be 15 or 16 when you start, you know, doing your driving permit. They should make them drive a manual transmission, because that eliminates a teenager from multitasking, being on their damn phone.
And that's one of the reasons why I enjoy driving a manual, because I can't get distracted with my phone.
Exactly.
Like that. Now that I think about it, That would also help if we got.
Yes.
Well, I know this is never going to happen, but you get rid of automatics, then you'll never be able to be distracted with your phone, or you won't be able to drive the damn car whatsoever.
Automatics that's not a question. You can never get rid of automatics.
I know, but I'm just saying is like if they can't do the autonomous stuff, get rid of the automatics then.
In America, in North America and Europe and stuff, automatics are way too popular for that to ever happen.
Yeah, that's not.
I know. It's like that's why you have a less chance of getting your manual stolen than you do your automatic.
Exactly. Manual's basically like a theft deterrent because not half the people who steal a car don't know how to drive a freaking manual.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, here's the thing. I can't really say much because I haven't driven a manual yet, but I understand the concept.
But yeah, you get the concept, and it's not that hard. It's really not.
Yeah, like I bet if like my friend Stanley let me drive his '84 Charger that's a manual, I could probably do it.
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to driving my aunt's Jeep, which is a manual, because I've before, but I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like it's a lot of fun and stuff.
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot more. And you're not as bored when you're driving.
No, you're involved.
Yeah.
You're involved in your car. You have more control over your car. You basically tell your car what to do. You basically are the computer of the car.
Right. You're the one that's rev matching. You're the one that's doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that will eliminate a lot of kids from being on their damn phone.
Exactly.
Like that's the problem with like most car wrecks is people not paying attention.
I think that if they make
like I don't know, but
I just think that if they make that the rule, where if you're a new driver, you're not allowed to drive an automatic until you're 21.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That might actually be a good idea.
Because that would eliminate so much, just because somebody that's fairly new at driving and they start driving in a manual car, you need to pay attention to what you're doing.
Or you're going to blow up the entire car. Can you imagine how many cars would get blown up if they did that?
You can't be inattentive, when it comes to a manual car.
Because I just got my license last year. So basically, when you first get your license, all you want to do is show off to your friends. You want to meet up with your friends, go to car meets, If you break that habit of being on your phone when you first get your license, it'll be harder for that person to learn that habit when they're older in their 20s, when they have more responsibilities than when they're 17 years old and they don't have any responsibilities and they're going out just to meet up with friends.
And I hate to say this because all of you guys are probably millennials, because I'm the only Generation X person here because I'm old enough to be in that category. But it's like you guys don't know what it's like not to have a cell phone.
Yeah.
Or have Wi-Fi.
Actually, I do.
Or Bluetooth. Well, yeah, you're the exception, but.
Well, I mean, I didn't have a phone until I was 10 years old. But
I didn't have one until I was older than that.
But that's still early.
I didn't even have one until
I didn't have a phone until I was 18. What are you talking about?
No,
Dude, I
know,
didn't have one until like 8th grade, so.
I know that's still early, but I would
rather.
Here's
the thing, though. It was a shitty track phone that was like from the fucking 90s or something. Or
yeah,
it looked like it was.
I didn't have a smartphone. I didn't have a smartphone until I was 16. I had a little flip phone that I can only call and text people on.
Exactly. I had a slider phone or whatever. Now I'm on I have my Galaxy. I had the same smartphone for 3 years and I've taken care of it.
You guys don't understand. You guys don't get it. You guys my generation is the only reason I got a cell phone is because I got a job that required for them to get a hold of me at a moment's notice because I was on call when I was 18. Does that make sense? Like back then, nobody needed a phone. Like nobody needed a cell phone. There was no freaking 10-year-old with a cell phone playing freaking the snake game where the little dot thing that would go back and forth. You gotta eat the little dots.
Not even 10. Not even 10 now. It's like 4-year-olds have phones and they know how to work them better than most of us.
Hell,
I know, like literally. Here's something. Like my 7-year-old sister, she's constantly begging for my mom's iPad. Will not leave her the fuck alone.
Yeah, until they get that phone or the
That's my sisters.
Yeah.
What, Levi?
Yeah. Two of our youngest, they beg for my mom's iPad.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
I remember whenever I was over, your sister and your brother were fighting over weren't they like fighting over who gets the iPad or whatever? I think they were.
I think it was probably just my sister fighting with my mom trying to get it.
Hell,
But
you guys don't
it's-
even know about.
Like, it's stupid. Like, she has so many toys that she could go play with. So many. But no, has to have the electronic device. So many other things.
Anyway,
Hell,
guys, back to the car topic.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something kind of controversial, but modern day sport performance. Let me get this straight. Not fun cars, not like sports cars you go to have fun in, but performance-oriented cars do not need manual transmissions. It should not come with manual transmissions. This fire into because it's with modern day dual clutch and transmissions, they rev match faster than people. They launch faster than people.
I don't know about that, honestly, because like I said, I've been driving around a bunch of cars lately, like Chargers, Challengers, that 5.0, a few Infinities, Lexuses, and I can really, with my shifter set up in my Integra, I can downshift and I can heel toe faster and smoother than these dual clutches. Because, like, at least in the 5.0, when you downshift, if you're going from like fourth to third and you're going from 3,000 to 4,200, it like lurches you forward hard. Whereas for me and my Integra, since I'm so accustomed to it, I can heel toe in just the flick of my ankle, and it's smooth as butter.
Like even that Charger that I reviewed, like when I was in the passenger seat, when that vlog video comes out, you'll be able to tell how hard it shifts. Because like I know like when you'll probably see me go like this a couple times just by shifting. So and that's with the 8-speed automatic.
Speed-wise, just because if you look at right around.
Well, I mean, adding on to what you were saying though about like fun cars and whatnot, like the point of fun cars and sports cars and weekend cars and all that has always been driver experience, and that driver experience isn't there with dual clutch and with automatics.
Yes.
I mean, obviously less control.
I mean, even though I will be honest, that Charger was really damn fun, even though it wasn't automatic. But I was using manual mode, of course.
Right.
But it was still fun, though. But I've also never experienced a manual either, so I can't really compare it.
You guys are missing the point about having a manual. Manual is more of an enthusiast transmission now. A manual was
That's why I want one.
And not to mention, a manual is easier to work on.
If
ever needs to be repaired, it's a lot cheaper to repair a manual than it is to repair an automatic. But you are right. A automatic is faster now than it was back in the day. Back in the day, heel toe and driving a manual was faster and was more economical. Now an automatic will do it faster, be more economical. It'll be in the right gear.
True.
It's like they were talking about the variable timing or the CVT. It's got that rubber band that opens and closes.
Yeah, it's
and
trash.
So that keeps you in the it's complete crap. As a matter of fact, I think I sent you.
In fact, I'd say my parents have an Accord with the CVT, and I will say it's harder to drive.
I don't like the
Accord. You don't know when the power's coming on at all.
The junk.
Like you can floor it, and there'll be a delay, and then you go on half throttle, and you'll get the power from when you floored it. Like it's completely.
That's like another thing about the CVT. They only last for about 120,000 miles. So.
Yeah, they're junk. As a matter of fact, I have a friend that works at a Nissan dealership here, and he sent me a picture of, man, there had to have been at least 80 transmissions outside of their shop waiting to be installed on cars that were being warrantied. I don't know. Probably from Nissan Maximas, Altimas. I think I sent you the picture, didn't I, Jonathan? I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he sends me a picture and it says all these transmissions junk. CVTs.
Wow. That's insane.
And it's like, and this is just, and we're talking about a small town where we only have around 800,000 people of population here in New Mexico in Albuquerque.
800,000. Hell, there's probably only maybe a couple thousand in the town I live. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a major city. I mean, in the United States, in the continental U.S.
Well,
I mean, relatively, that's a small town or a small city. But I'm just saying, to have about 80 transmissions that need to be replaced, that's a lot of transmissions for such a small city.
Yeah.
True.
And
Very
that's
true.
just one dealership. Keep in mind, we have 3 Nissan dealerships here. Just saying.
Yeah.
So sometimes the automatics aren't the answer either. Like I said, if we were able to get more manual transmissions on small cars for kids.
That's why, like, when I was driving my mom's car, because it had, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with it, whether it was just a shitty transmission in general, or it had transmission issues, and I'm like, why? God, why can't this be a fucking manual? Because literally, like, it wouldn't shift when I needed it to.
Yeah, they're junk.
Oh, yeah, speaking of auto tranny issues, I was at work today. I was trying to move I want to say it's a newer Jeep something, but basically, like, if the door isn't shut all the way, it automatically goes back into park no matter what. So if you're, like, in a situation where you have to just, like, peek your head out the door, just cracked a bit, you can't reverse and do that.
What kind of money? What you said? G8?
No, Jeep. It was some sort of Jeep.
Oh, Jeep. Okay, like a Grand Cherokee or Trailhawk or something like that.
Yeah, some piece of crap.
Yeah. Okay,
I got a little. Watch out.
Okay, so are you guys done on this topic? If not,
yeah, go for it.
If not, continue.
No, yeah, go for it. We can change topics.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I was gonna say let's play a little game, shall we?
Oh, God, I know where this is
going. I'm gonna
going.
do it on my podcast now.
I know where this is going. You told me about this.
We are going to play Buy, Rent, and Crush.
I love this game.
I've never played
this
it.
Martin, we're gonna start with you.
Until, like,
oh, that's
what we're
up, man.
Listen, what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna pick 3 cars that I know you guys like, and you gotta pick between the 3. Chris, I'm gonna skip you because we did yours in another podcast, so you don't have to go through that again. Martin, Buy, Rent, and Crush. Your 2006, right? GTO?
Yeah, that's it.
The 2014 Stingray. And the Firebird Formula. Buy, Rent, and Crush, and why?
Well, I guess I would rent the Corvette because, you know, I wouldn't want to crush it. I would crush the Formula and have the GTO.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Because the GTO...
I'm surprised you would crush the Formula.
Well, the reason being is because the GTO is, even though it's a sports car, you know... What is that on that?
This is why couldn't the pony sing his favorite song? He was a little horse.
Well, anyway, what I was trying to explain is that, you know, the GTO can sit 4 people very comfortably. The Formula is really small in the back. Even though the back of the GTO is you know, has a tiny trunk, it's still, you know, a practical car. You know, you can stick a bunch of groceries back there, not a problem.
Are you talking about the GTO or the Vet?
No, the GTO.
GTO, okay.
Yeah, you know, if in a pinch, you can fit 4 adults in that car, and it's no problem. You can go on a long drive, and if it's stock, it gives you good gas mileage. It's not bad for a big V8. It's still
unlike yours, that isn't stock.
Yeah, mine's not stock at all. Like, you know that. I mean, I mean, I'm closer to 500 than other GTOs at about 600 crank or something like that. It's pretty up there. But anyway, and when it comes to the Corvette, it's just not practical. You know, like, you know, you can't fit 4 adults in here. It's just 2 people.
True. And plus, it's a newer car, so it makes sense to rent that anyway.
You know.
Okay.
But the Corvette is definitely an amazing car. Don't get me wrong. It's badass.
Okay. Now, Levi, your turn. I can think of 2 cars right off the bat, but I'm having trouble with a third. Honda Prelude, C5 Corvette. Jack, since you know Levi a little bit probably better than I do, you want to help me with a third car?
Let's see.
That thing about him, what the cars he likes, that it's tough for him to pick.
97 Honda Prelude Type SHIT. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, Honda Prelude.
Honda Prelude Type SHIT.
I know where that came from. But I already said the Prelude. Ding, ding.
I thought you couldn't hear me the first time.
I said Prelude and C5 Corvette.
Oh, let's see. He likes the 72 Chevelle.
That's 19.
Okay. Then we'll go with those three then.
He would like it, but now I don't think he's able to see it. I guess the young copper wasn't holding the power. And it's a picture of
What the fuck, Chris?
cop car. Crashed.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So, Levi, buy, rent, and crush. Which one?
I would probably rent the Prelude. And I'd actually put my precious the Chevelle.
Oh, okay. Then you'd buy the Vet.
American car guys would hate me for that. I know Steven would.
It's my girlfriend's. That one's mine, the red one.
And I would
Martin's talking to
and make that stupid fast.
Okay, Levi, you're gonna have to help me with Jax.
Oh gosh, this is gonna be.
He likes the cute and fuzzy little Rangers.
Okay, we got Ford Ranger. Pick two more, because I think you know him better than I do when it comes to cars.
Well, we all know what happened to the Ford Ranger.
Yeah, you already know.
Is that even repairable?
It's not. It's totaled. It's totaled.
Shit, so might as well crush that bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Not much else you can do.
Feed it to the car gods.
I mean, you could put money into it and straighten the frame, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Just go get another one.
All right, Levi, pick Jax, and then we'll move on to Mike.
Okay, I already said the cute and fuzzy little Ranger. And he likes the Nissan GTR.
What generation GTR are you talking about? Are you talking about the R34, R33?
R35.
R35, oh yeah.
What's the third? What's the third?
You guys want to know?
Oh, C7Z06.
What?
Okay, buy, rent, and crush, Jack. He said
Wait, what was
C7Z06.
C7Z06.
I would probably buy the Ranger because it's practical. What is it? JK, I would crush the Ranger. I would buy the Corvette because they're fast cars, yet fun to drive, and then I would rent the GTR because if they break they're a little bit more expensive to repair, so if they break, you don't have to worry about fixing it or whatever.
Okay.
So maintenance costs, basically.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to think of some for Mike, because I don't really know what kind of cars he's mostly into, to be honest with
Every
you.
time you say Mike, I think of Street Drive 420.
What the hell does Street 420? Is that you guys talking about Mike?
Yeah, street speed.
Why do they call him Street 420? I don't understand. Where's that coming from? I've been watching his videos since forever, but
Do you think it has something to do when Porker from Vehicle Virgins, the Virgin himself, came to his house? Like that joke was made up. Like I think they were at Troy's house or something.
Oh yeah, is this when?
Oh yeah, I think Porker brought that up, and then I guess it kind of stuck. I guess.
Is this when Parker was asking Troy what the hell that plastic was for, and he was gonna wrap the bottom of his door, and he was like saying like why, but I guess Parker didn't realize that when the door goes up, the bottom of the door is exposed, so it makes it easier to clean. Do you guys remember that? Because he has
I think so.
He has that McLaren.
Yeah.
Also, guys, I have a question for y'all. Is it really a good idea to be street driving while 420ing?
No.
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 That's funny. The guy named Mike in here says yes.
Definitely is a good idea.
Of course, Jackass would say that.
Who's Jackass?
Jack?
Yo, Jack,
Okay,
you gonna jump off a roof, bud?
Yeah,
my.
I got you. Jack,
Okay, somebody want to help me figure out 3 cars for Mike?
I like ones that
Actually,
move.
no. Tell us what cars you're mostly into, and then we'll pick 3 cars.
Shit. What am I mostly into?
So pick a shitty car.
Very hard. It's very hard to pick cars I'm mostly into.
Like, don't pick specific cars. Like, I don't know how to describe this.
Right. I don't know. You know, pick cars. Pick cars.
Fuck it. Let's just quit like picking some that are going to people. Let's pick 3 cars.
Wait, what was the one that we did last week? The super, super ugly one that we said had a lot of cargo space. I'm trying to think. It's a Pontiac something.
Aztec.
Yeah, the Aztec.
Okay, so you pick that. All right, Mike, you pick a car.
Oh my god, an Aztec.
TFL has an Aztec that they bought.
I'd crush that bitch.
At least it's not as bad. At least it's not as bad as the Nissan Juke.
Oh yeah, you're right. You know what? Because you know what I was thinking about, that the Honda Element is like it's kind of like the Pontiac Aztec, to be honest. They're very relatable.
Okay, so you pick Honda what?
What? No. What? No. I was saying that they're relatable.
Oh.
Because the Aztec was ahead of its time.
Like
back
what
in
I
the
was
day.
gonna do is like on my screen it shows Chris, then Mike, then Jack. So I'm just gonna do like 3 there, and then we'll do the next 3. So, you know, make it even, I guess. Okay, so Mike, pick a car.
Pick a car. No, pick a car for me. Here. You got my Instagram. Like, pick stuff from there.
Oh God. But listen, there's the thing though. It's like we're all saying what we're gonna buy, rent, and crush, not just you.
Oh, okay.
So pick a car that's, I guess, somewhat relatable to what Chris said.
Chris said the Pontiac Aztec.
He already said that.
Yeah, I know he said that. I'm saying I was asking. Pontiac Aztec. Second generation Ford Taurus.
Okay, Jack, pick a car.
Let's go with Chevy K5 Blazer.
Okay, I already know what mine is. I am going to buy the Blazer. Then, Mike, what'd you say again?
Second gen Ford Taurus, the bubble kind, the FD3S.
Okay.
What year?
Rent the Ford.
The Taurus, like the bubble kind.
What are the years of it? I don't know.
Okay, I will rent the Taurus and crush the Aztec. Chris, what do you pick?
I'll buy the Aztec because, like we discussed last week, the cargo space is just way too efficient to pass that down. I would crush the Chevy and I'd rent the Taurus.
Okay, Mike, what do you pick?
I would buy the Chevy Blazer, rent the Pontiac Aztec because I need to drive one of those. Ford Taurus. I think I have the best chance of living if I crash the Ford Taurus, but I'm really not sure.
No, you would have the best. You would have the best chance of living if you crashed the Chevy K5 Blazer because it's a big square body Chevy.
Yeah, but I'll go right through the steering column of that.
Actually, those things got really bad crash reviews back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're terrible.
Okay, Jack, what do you pick?
I'm probably gonna buy the K5, rent the Aztec because cargo space, and crush the Taurus.
Okay, Levi, what do you pick?
Obviously, I'd crush the Aztec.
I'm not surprised.
Now, which one are you buying?
I'd buy the Taurus, and I would rent the
In case
Blazer.
you guys need a reminder of what the Taurus looks like. Beautiful.
I have one.
But what generation is it? That's what
It's
generation?
He just showed you, jackass.
I can't see because I'm on a phone.
Why can't you see?
I'm on a phone.
Ugly one.
Oh God, it was a wagon.
Yep.
Oh God,
Made a
those are
wagon.
hideous. Those are hideous.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna change mine. I'm gonna rent the Aztec and crush the Taurus.
They're hideous.
Where was I? Martin, your turn.
So So am I picking my own cars or?
No. You're deciding on what you want to buy, rent, and crush out of those three.
Out of those three, and the choices are the Aztec, the Taurus, and what else?
Blazer.
The Blazer. So I think I would rent the Aztec, keep the Blazer, and crush the Taurus.
Good choice.
All right.
You know,
Richard, how about you?
My rent and crush for you guys.
I would rent the Pontiac. I'd buy the Chevy, and I'd crush the Taurus.
Good choice. That's exactly what I did.
All right.
You know why? You know why I'd buy a Chevy?
Wait, hold up. Richard, why?
Because my buddy had a stock Blazer, and that thing was awesome at off-roading.
Nice. All right, Levi, pick a
Lost
car.
you guys for a second.
I already picked.
No, you didn't.
I crushed the piece of shit Aztec. I rent a Blazer.
No,
Oh,
as in pick a
no,
car
what he
for the
meant,
next
bud.
three. You
What do you mean?
What?
pick a car for the next three.
Oh, well, Ford GT.
2017.
Yeah, 2017.
Oh God.
Okay, Martin, pick a car.
How about this? So just one car? Just one car, right? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, just pick one car.
Chevy
But it
SS.
has to be somewhat, dude. It has to be somewhat. Well, we could
Chevy
do
SS.
that. Okay, Chevy SS. Richard, pick a
Okay.
car.
I don't know. What does it have to be related to?
Well, I mean, you know, Levi picked a new Ford GT, and Martin picked a Chevy SS. So,
You guys were talking about sports? Okay.
All
Car.
right. Well, I'm just gonna say a random car then. The Polaris Slingshot.
Oh, that's a
Ooh.
cool car.
That's cool.
okay, I am going to buy the Chevy SS,
Good choice.
rent the Ford GT, and crush the Polaris. All right,
Actually,
Chris, pick.
Yeah. What? I was not paying attention. I was trying to figure out like this dude's Instagram page.
The cars are a 2017 Ford GT, a Chevy SS, and a Polaris what?
Slingshot.
Slingshot. Buy, rent, and crush.
You know what? I'm gonna buy the Polaris because I really am not a fan of American anything, and I'll just crush the other two.
Well, you realize the SS is not really American, right? It's an Aussie.
Australia, mate.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually really an import, to be honest. It's the to be really in all.
It's basically an import body and an American engine.
Yeah, they're pretty much.
Yeah, but the engine's the only part that counts, though.
Still has a great engine. It's got an LS3.
Yeah, I'm just a Japanese fanboy, or European and Japanese. I hate.
an LS.
I hate.
An LS.
All right, Martin. I don't think we're convinced. So let's just move on to Mike.
All right. See, before I knew what the third car was, I was gonna be like, all right, I'm probably gonna rent the Ford and crush the Chevy SS just because I can have the most badass crash in history. Everyone was, but now that's Polaris Slingshot, I kind of want to crash it. The problem is I don't know if I'd live if I crash a Polaris Slingshot.
It's crush, not crash.
Oh, crushed. Oh, good. I don't have to be in it. Great. I definitely have the Chevy SS.
Hold on.
Ford GT, just for like a day. That would probably be fun. Crush the Polaris Slingshot. I honestly, I really don't like anything about them. I think the interior on their car, really cheap. I mean, it feels like stuff you find in
The Polaris?
like a kid's toy. Yeah. Drivetrain doesn't seem too exciting for me. Like it needs, power would be perfect out of that engine. Just doesn't seem keep or really used for a long amount of time. especially compared to a Ford GT, which is a modern supercar, and something as I sat in a Chevy SS before. I have not been in one while moving. That needs to change soon. I mean, I love the design of them. I love how they're Australian because, you know, kangaroos, and that would be a great daily driver. So, yeah, those are my answers.
You know what I wish about the SS?
I get a sticker because kangaroos.
I wish they would bring the GTS version of the SS out here instead of just the regular SS, because that has a badass rear end on that fucker. Oh, it's like one of the first times I've cussed. That thing's badass. I think I've shown you pictures of that, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Is that one supercharged?
Okay, Jack.
Yeah, it is actually. It's called the GTS. It's got the LSA supercharged engine from the ZR1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are awesome. I feel like that would really boost sales. Because when you look at it,
if Chevy would have had a brain and they would have had somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing, and they would have brought that over and called it the Impala, that factory would have that factory would have never closed. You know, the reason they're closing it is because they weren't making enough sales.
Exactly.
But Chevy screwed
up.
Advertise
it.
Well, that's besides the point. But what I'm saying is that if they would have named it the Impala instead of the SS, that would have been the next Impala
SS.
Oh, there you go. Exactly.
Actually, on the last live
the whole
stream, I was in one of the JA live streams. I said that they should have done a whole lineup for Impala, like calling the Impala have the 6-cylinder, the regular 8-cylinder, the supercharged.
Actually, I heard that Chevy's actually possibly getting rid of the Impala now.
Wait, what?
Yeah. If you guys haven't watched,
I'm going upstairs.
Matt Moran, you used to be Subaru WRX fan.
Or Subaru WRX fan.
The actual update video today actually said that that there's rumors going around that Chevy's going to get rid of the Impala because basically it and the Malibu is around the same damn thing, and I think the Malibu is getting better sales than the Impala is.
Well, that would make sense.
Well, the Impala, I can tell you personally that the Impala drives great. I've driven a 14, a 16, and a 17. And it drives amazing. It drives, and on top of that, it's good on gas too. I mean, it is a little measly V6, but I think it's a 6.3 or something like that. But it gets good gas mileage. It's very comfortable.
Gooder? It gets gooder gas mileage.
It gets good gas mileage, but it's a very comfortable vehicle.
It gets good gas mileage. You all know that, right?
Okay, Jack, you want to go into bloopers, huh? We kind of swayed off topic. Jack, you want to go into what you would do with those 3 buy, rent, and crushes?
I would probably buy the Chevy SS. I would rent. What's the other one? I mean, there's the Slingshot, but what else?
The Ford GT.
Yeah, I would crush the new Ford GT because it's a car with limited, like, I don't know. I just don't like the new Ford, and I would rent the Slingshot because it's such a cool car in my opinion.
Okay. Levi, what would you pick?
I'd probably buy the Ford GT, well, if I got accepted to buy one.
And if you won the lottery.
Well, that's even if the Ford even allows you to buy it, because remember, you have to know somebody or you have to be picked. They're being exclusive to like the point of what Ferrari does. You know, you have to be.
Ford's trying to be the new Ferrari,
which I don't think they're going to succeed because this car is going to end up crashing. Later on because this V6 EcoBoost, it does good. It's really fast, but it's just not a V8. I'm sorry, it is what it is.
And plus, the funny thing is, I think the V8 from the 2006 has better gas mileage than the new one, which I find hilarious. Well, I find that hilarious.
Check this out, and this is going to be the first time that nobody's going to.
They did it for like weight reduction, but you could make a V8.
No, it's for emissions. Is what they did it for.
You could make a V8 the same size as the EcoBoost V6 and pretty much do the same thing.
Right. Well, they did it for emissions, but anyway, this is what the whole point is going to end up happening. Watch. As soon as the ZR1 is going to hit the streets, right, and they start selling them, That's going to kick the shit out of this Ford GT. Why? It's a V8. It's just a V8. That's what it is, regardless.
And plus, hell, with all the, I think, isn't the ZR1 supposed to have active aero?
It does have active aero. Remember I sent you all that stuff?
Yeah, all that stuff.
All that stuff. Well, I'm sure it's already known now. But...
Yeah, I mean, it's probably already seen many places now, but like that's the thing. Like the ZR1, well, it also depends because we don't even know what engine's supposed to be in. I mean, yeah, it's probably gonna be a V8, but we don't know if it's gonna be just a beefed up LT4 with a bigger supercharger, or whether they're actually putting the rumored LT5 in there with the dual overhead cams and flat plane crank and stuff like that. We just don't know what engine's going into it yet, or at least I don't, or haven't seen anything about it yet.
Did you see the LT5
straight drives video on it?
Yeah, I saw when he was talking to Ed. The engineer.
He said it's coming sooner than we think. Well, it still ain't here yet, Mike. So where the fuck is it?
Well, it was a different video. A little bit more about the ZR1. He said he found out that it was going to be an LT5, like an upgrade.
Yeah, I remember that. Well,
yeah, but Mike could also be bullshitting because he's not supposed to tell us anything.
Yeah, that's right.
So he could be trying to, just say it's going to be this, but then it's not going to be that.
And the one source that I can guarantee you that's been telling me the truth is Conti.
Yeah, Rick Corvette Conti.
Yeah, because he's like, look, you guys, the mid-engine that's coming, it's coming, but it's not coming till probably 2020.
Yeah.
Maybe, and even then, maybe 2024 is what he's thinking. 2023,
Yeah, because I don't know,
because they have to, continue selling the shit out of the C7.
Like, we've seen it testing though. Like usually when you see cars testing, they're getting close to being revealed, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, look how long they took to make this thing. They were already building it since I think it was 2008. They were already working on it.
Damn.
Look how long that is. From 2000 since 2008 to 2014. That's a long time. To
Well, I mean, plus it was an entirely different body change, new engine. They switched from the LS to the LT again, which I don't know why the fuck they did that, but
exactly. So what makes you think that the new mid-engine is going to come out right away? Next year or the year. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So I mean,
you got a point there now.
So,
I actually didn't know they were actually developing the C7 from 2008. I actually didn't know that. So
yeah, so that's one of the.
Well, when Nissan was making the GTR concept of the R35 was unveiled in 2001, and that's a car in production now.
Holy shit!
The 2001 GTR concept. That's obviously when you look at it, it's R35 GTR. The prototype of car came out with 5, when car production was 7. That's like at least at least 6 years, probably more, since the concept was released more.
True. Let's not go too far. The Honda NSX.
Yeah, another one.
That's one that took forever.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I mean, even my Pontiac GTO, that body style was first sold back in 1998. That's why it looks more of like a 90s vehicle versus a 2000s. Because that's what they were going. That's what they were going for back in the 90s. So that's another thing that people, when they were talking about when they turned the Holden Monero into a GTO, of course it's gonna look sleek the way that my car
since we're talking about like this kind of stuff, I got another topic that I don't hear that I wasn't gonna go to, but let's do it anyway. What cars do you wish would make a comeback that are not currently in production?
Prelude.
Of course.
Of course you would say that. Let's see.
Jack, you can't say the Ranger because the Ranger is going to be in production for the U.S. here in a couple years. So
why do there have rumors of a new Prelude possibly coming out? I don't know if it's official.
I'll throw a mention that.
Well, I mean, with Nissan. Wait, Honda. That's Honda. Never mind. Well, Honda's like kind of the same way. Like they don't update much shit either.
I'll give you a few cars. How about this?
All right.
The S2000 which was a good-looking car back in the day.
True,
The Mitsubishi Eclipse was a great car. The Toyota Celica was a good-looking car back in the day, and it was a good car too.
Well, actually, Martin, the Eclipse is coming back.
Yeah, but that's not the real Eclipse. It's an SUV that should not be called the Eclipse.
Exactly.
That should be the new Murano. So that's what.
Yeah, like they shouldn't have called that an Eclipse. That's just like a smack to the face to all the Eclipse enthusiasts.
Yes.
That's not going to make
Paying
sense.
attention? Chris, we're talking about JDM shit, and you're not paying attention.
It's because there was too much American crap for a while.
And like the other car
Sorry.
that should come back, because it is the original muscle car, you know, and that's what the people don't understand. You know, that a Mustang back in the day was not a muscle car or a Camaro. They were pony cars. The original muscle car was the GTO, you know?
Yeah, true.
Whether people
Yeah, but Pontiac's out of business, so they can't bring the GTO back.
Well, they could just bring back, like, I don't know. But either way, that's near here or there. But the one car that should come back is like the Dodge Barracuda. That would be a
Barracuda, yeah, that would be.
The Barracuda would be a sick-ass car. What?
Plymouth is out of business too.
No, but they can call it the Dodge Barracuda.
They can just call it Dodge.
Yeah.
Dodge or Chrysler or something.
Or the Chrysler Barracuda, doesn't matter. But they're all the same companies anyway. Like this new Demon, that could have been the Barracuda, and changed the body style.
True.
They could have done it, but they didn't want to. Why?
Yeah, but if you think about it, you know, them bringing, like, Dodge is, like, when they bring back shit, they haven't been doing it correctly. Because, you know, look at the Dart. That should have been a fucking neon. That should have been a neon. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Basically is a neon.
Exactly.
Or the Ford.
Or that could have been what's that other car back in the day? The Laser.
Cornet?
No, the Laser.
Oh, the Plymouth Laser?
The Plymouth Laser, which they had the Dodge one too. The Stealth, that's what it was.
Oh, okay.
That was a cool car. They were the same car.
How about you give us some?
What cars to bring back? They've pretty much all been said, but I mean, if they did it as modern renditions, I honestly wouldn't want any of them because I absolutely despise how modern cars look. There's no such thing as a coupe.
The GNX.
GNX. Grand National, that'd be a good one.
That would be badass. Mm-hmm.
Assuming.
Well, too.
And that's the thing. Buick shouldn't have a problem with doing that. It's a turbo V6.
No, not at all. There it is.
They shouldn't have a problem with that.
If Buick took the Camaro platform, V6 in there, and came in automatic. New automatics are way better, as we discussed before. They would have something that people would pay no sticker for.
There you go.
Yeah, like instead of making the Camaro automatic, GM should have just made Buick bring back the GNX, but 6-cylinder turbo and voila.
Right.
Hell, they can.
But of course, who's gonna buy a Buick? Like I don't think any enthusiast is gonna buy a Buick.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, but yet now, but if you think about it, GM has kind of twisted that with Cadillac because of the ATS and CTSVs.
Well, you guys know that they brought back the Regal, right?
Yeah.
The Regal.
Yeah, I heard that, and then I looked at it, and I'm like, eh?
It's a good-looking car, but it's kind of slow.
Yeah, an SUV, isn't it?
No, no. It's a car, man. It's a little four-door car. But the turbo is too small. They need to make it a twin turbo. They
should make it a two-door. That would make sense.
Yeah, it would. Well, because that car originally is an Opel. They transport them from I don't know if it's Germany or somebody told me that they come from where the hell did they tell me? The other day I was at the Pontiac dealership, or well, what used to be at the Pontiac dealership, but it's a Buick also. Croatia. That's what they told me. That's where they assemble them. Because I got in this new convertible in Croatia. Because I was sitting in this convertible Buick, and man, it was expensive. It was $35,000 but it's the materials in it. It's total crap. It's all plastic. Instead of having nice leather, it's all vinyl. I don't know. I don't see $35,000. I see $25,000 max. Starts at 20, 25,000 should be the one with everything. They're $10,000 off their price point.
What car are we talking about?
There's a new Buick that they have. It's a convertible, and they're $10,000 above.
Oh.
What is it? Yeah,
Buick
it's ugly as hell, and it's ugly.
Well, I mean, what Buicks nowadays aren't ugly?
The Regal.
And then there's the Envision that's made in China.
Is that where it's made?
Yeah, the SUV.
If I could go ahead.
And I was gonna say, to be honest, the only good-looking cars right now are the Chevy SS, the Infinities, even the Acrias. They're not as good-looking as they used to be. They're kind of going really edgy, like really square-looking. The Cadillacs are really good-looking. Even the new Taurus Show, that's a good-looking car. It's kind of outdated already. It needs to be redone, but it's still a good-looking car. Even fast. It's pretty quick. And the old Ford 500, that was a good-looking car too. That could have been the new Crown Victoria, to be honest. They could have just changed the name instead of calling it the Ford 500. And I'm not even a Ford guy, and I saw it. You kind of, when you see the car, you envision it being the new Crown Victoria.
Okay, Richard, what cars do you wish they would bring back?
If I had to pick a car, I'd bring back the Roadrunner.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. I like that car. Looks actually. I know if they brought it back, though, they would make it look like complete crap. But I don't know.
I got a question for you guys. I actually heard that Dodge is supposed to. Oh, go ahead.
I got one. So as we all know, Chrysler now is part of FCA, Fiat Chrysler, Alfa Romeo, a lot of the Italian brands. What if they were to bring back a Dodge Stealth with Alfa Romeo and like Maserati have the V6 from the Alfa Romeo, Quadrifoglio, all-wheel drive, and a coupe platform, bigger coupe platform, based off one of the Alfa, like the new Giulia. Based off that, branded as a Dodge Stealth, with that twin-turbo V6, all-wheel drive, sleek lines, that, I think, would be something that no one would see coming. Yeah,
nobody would see coming because Dodge is all about, straight line, muscle cars. Like, nobody would see that coming.
But I think it would sell. At the same time, what two-door coupes, executive coupes that we have? There's a few of them, but there's none really high performance, and at the same time, with high performance being dedicated platforms, not just sedan platforms that are.
Speaking of Dodge or Chrysler, one of the things that pissed me off a while back, we rented a Chrysler 300, right? And I was like, and then I saw it, and it was like, oh, that's a good-looking car, right? Had a huge freaking panoramic sunroof that would open up. It was like almost the entire length of the car. And when I see the car, it says Chrysler 300C, and I was like, sweet, I got a Hemi, right? No, it's not a Hemi anymore. When they say C, it just means the luxury version. Not like before when it used to be a C, it used to be the Hemi. It was the base model 5.7 Hemi, but it was a Hemi nonetheless, right? So you get the song, the noise and all that stuff. So the minute I got into the car and I stepped on it, it was quick, but there was no rumble, there was no V8. It was a freaking V6.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you representing your own brand? Is my question. Why are they doing that? What the hell?
You can still get the option for the 300C to get the Hemi.
You can, but now you can't even get an SRT. You can't get the 6.4. Only you can get those in Europe and Australia and everywhere else except America when it's an American car. Why are they doing that?
Kind of fucked up.
Why are they doing that? The only people that are making any four-door sedans that are full luxury sedans, besides the Chevy SS and the Dodge and the Charger and and of course the Chrysler, which they're not even doing that anymore. They're just doing the Dodge, the Challenger and the Charger. The SS.
One thing about the Charger is like was it made on a new chassis or was it like on an older chassis like the Challenger is?
They're all the same chassis.
So it's on the 20-year-old chassis also?
Yeah, it's the one that came from that Mercedes-Benz, the old 500 or whatever the hell it is. They're getting their money's worth out of that sucker. That's what Marco was saying on the last podcast. I remember that.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it was the last
want to
podcast,
change
but
the Demon to something different.
Yeah, like
because they don't want to spend the development money on a chassis. They spent it on the engine development, on how to hyping it up, how to use the tooler and the
another
coolers.
thing I was trying to bring. One thing I was bringing up is like I heard that I think for 2019 I heard of a Dodge Challenger refresh.
But does that mean they're going to change the body, or does that mean they're going to change the platform? That's my.
I don't know. I think it'd be nice if they changed it to a different chassis.
Because they need to modernize it. That shit's old as shit. I mean, that came out back in 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's when I.
True, and that's the thing. Like the body of the Challenger hasn't changed much, except for maybe like the tail lights and the headlights.
What are you guys doing?
It's pretty much almost the exact same body style.
Oh.
Yeah, like it's almost the same except for like headlights, tail lights.
Where are you going, girl? I got her. Where are you guys? Just stop turning.
You okay, Martin?
Yeah, I'm just grabbing my dog here. My girl's gonna go pick up her aunt's car because she's had a little.
Yeah, like, I think in Dodge's best interest, it'd be good to change it up. Because they've had basically the same car almost, except, they changed the engine and shit like that, and they made the Hellcat. But, they need to change the body a little bit. Like, if you think about it, if you go back in 2008 and you look at, like, a Mustang or a Camaro, and then you look at, them now, they look completely fucking different.
Well, because...
Especially the Mustang.
You do know that the older Camaro, the 2010... is on the same chassis as the GA, right? You know that.
No, I didn't actually.
That's the reason. That's why the refresh in 2014 changed the body style. They changed the chassis because that's when they changed the chassis from what used to be the G8 to the new one, which is the new. Well, it's not even new anymore, but it's the Commodore, which is the new SS, which is the new Holden GTS that I was telling you about earlier. And so now that since Holden is closing down the factory, just like Josh was saying before in the last podcast, that's why they made their own chassis now. Now they're making it here in-house in America. Yeah. That's when they developed the new one. Hence another car that's actually getting a slight refresh is the Camaro. What do you guys think they're going to be doing to it? Because I don't think they've actually released what their full refresh looks like. I don't know, but that's...
I have no idea.
I mean,
any guesses?
They just did it for the freaking 17, the one that Nick has. I mean, that looks pretty sick. It looks
well, that's the ZL1, though, also.
Yeah,
but the ZL1 also looks
It's still
different.
the same chassis. It's the same chassis, no matter what, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, true.
The only thing different is the body panel that's down here on the bottom, which is a injection molding. And the rear, it's just body panels on the front and the back. But when it comes to the doors, it's all the same.
True.
It's
I know one thing. Like I've seen a 2017 ZL1 in person. It looks like it'd be so freaking cramped in there.
The Camaro
just from
ZL1,
just look because actually I'm gonna be probably doing a video on one here probably in a month or so, maybe a little less than that.
I've been in the current Camaro. Honestly, I like Camaros, the drivetrain, and that's about it. You can't see out of them whatsoever. I like how they're independent rear suspension, nice engine, nice transmission, but you can't see out of them. Honestly, it reminded me of a tank when I sat inside of it. I mean, the door goes right up to my chin area. It feels really small compared to a lot of I've been in before.
True.
Great car.
To be honest, that's not even really the problem. The problem is that the back seats they're not even usable. They're not practical at all.
I don't even want to try.
I tried sitting because remember I showed you pictures of that ZL1 that I sat down in and showed you all the interior pieces.
Yeah, I think so.
I was at the I was servicing her Corvette, so I sat down in this Camaro.
Oh
ZL1,
yeah, I remember.
And I put the seat where I would sit down, and I couldn't even sit behind my own self. And I'm just like an average sized person, like at least in height anyway. You know. So it's like if you have no legs and your legs are gone from the torso down, you'll be fine back there. But I mean, not even a small child can fit back there comfortably. They'll start fussing.
Yeah, a lot of cars like that.
Probably.
Or a lot of cars now are going like that.
Yeah.
Because of
I think mostly what the purpose of putting the back seats in the Camaros and the Mustangs and stuff is just for insurance. Insurance is cheaper.
Even that Giulia that he was just mentioning earlier from the Alfa Romeo, that's a great looking car. It's very beautiful, but it's so impractical inside. It's so tiny.
And like another thing is like even the Charger. Like I'm 6 foot tall, and I had like when he first picked me up, I had to get in the back seat. And then when we got to the car wash after that, it was the passenger seat and driving in the end.
Yeah, but the Charger's massive. It's huge.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. My head touched the ceiling in the back seat.
Yeah.
And I'm 6 foot tall. So if you're 6 foot tall and you sit in the back of a Charger, you're probably gonna like. It wasn't exactly like right up on it. Oh, it's like if I tried to like.
What the hell's banging back there?
I don't know.
Someone using a hammer or something?
Sounds like it.
Not me, but I'm.
Like, what the hell?
Not me, but
hammer.
It's not me, but I have stuff to do, so I'll either be back later or I won't be back at all, so bye, guys.
All right, bye,
We're
Jack.
probably going to end it here soon anyway, so.
Right, let me just get this one point.
Okay.
Aston Martin does not have back seats because the car does not have any room for back seats. The V12 does. Insurance. Because a 2-seat V12 is very hard to get insurance in Europe, and it's very expensive in the US. 2 small shells that they just put belts on to call back seats, or else they really couldn't sell that car.
True. Like that's another thing. It's like that's why I think like they're like stuff like Mustangs, Camaros, and stuff is like more popular because they have that back seat and that makes insurance easier to get and it's cheaper.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, that's probably going to be a fun thing. Is like when I eventually get a Corvette, I can imagine how fun insurance is going to be on that. But
you gain the money and driving experience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only back seat of two-door cars I've been in, Uncle has a Fox body Chevy. Not what am I saying? Fox body Mercury Cougar. Luxury version of a Mustang with a different body, and that thing
didn't even know that existed.
A lot of people do. It's basically a luxury Mustang GT, but it's a huge backseat for a rear car. It's as much as modern sedans.
Which one is it?
The car is a 1999 Nissan Skyline GTR, and even that is just for a two-door car, pretty practical. Like back there, but I was fine for 40 minutes. But I couldn't imagine getting in the backseat of a modern two-door car.
Yeah, true. Hey, here's another thing. It's like, I got a question for you guys. Have you guys ever heard of an '84 Shelby Dodge Charger?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because Carl Shelby made those weird front-wheel drive Omni for a little while, like before the Viper, after like the Mustangs.
Yeah, because I actually might be reviewing one here soon because my friend Stanley has one. They're rare cars because a lot of people, when they were out, they crashed them and they couldn't get parts for them, so they just scrapped it.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I was told story-wise. But that's the thing. This car is in perfect condition and everything, and it's a manual.
Which is very rare too.
Yeah, so that might end up being the car that I learned to drive manual on. Possibly.
What size engine does it have?
4-cylinder turbo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which surprised me, like, because, Carroll Shelby, when you think of that, you think probably V8 or
Right, because that's what he did.
stuff like that. Like, I didn't even know that he did a
in the
Shelby
80s.
or a Charger until, like, I saw it, because it used to be our friend Bert's. And I was like, that's a Charger? And why does it say Shelby on it? When did Shelby work with Dodge? I was, like, so confused.
Until you told me about that a while back ago, I never knew about that either.
I know. Like, I never knew about it until I saw it in person, and then Bert was telling me about it, and I'm like, okay, that's different.
Like the people that I know that have worked with Ford is, besides Shelby, would be
Roush.
Oh shit, I don't know why. Roush, and then there's the other one.
Celine.
Hold on, what the heck is his name? Celine. Yeah, Steve Celine.
Celine.
And I think that's it, really. And then when it comes to Chevy,
actually, Petty's Garage has worked with Ford as well. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but Petty's Garage actually made a Petty's Garage 2015 Mustang GT.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That must be like a low volume thing. But when it came to
I think so, because I saw one of 2 car shows this year.
Right, like when I came to Chevy,
and I interviewed the owner and everything, got all the information about it, got to look at the dyno sheets. The video's coming eventually.
Are you gonna let me talk now?
Yes. Sorry.
No, it's all right. I was like, I'm about to say something, and like, oh, you kept going. Anyway, the one company that was very popular with Chevy back in the day was SLP. Do you guys remember those? They used to make
because wasn't there like SLP Camaros and stuff like that?
They're 5 miles down.
The SLP Firehawk.
5 miles.
And then the other thing that would be Callaway. When they used to make the old ZR1s, they made like
Callaway. Yeah,
I think they made 400 of those.
Another one that works with Chevy is what the fuck is it?
Oh. I actually made a video of a Callaway C6 Corvette that I found at a car show last year.
You have to send me the link to that one.
So Callaway, and the other one.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's. Oh wait, no, it is on my channel. Never mind.
What's the other one? I'm thinking of
Yanko.
Yeah, Yanko. That's another tuner for V8s from back in the day, but because they came like that from factory. So,
dude, Yanko's actually made newer Chevys too. They've done newer ones too.
Oh, don't forget Copo.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Copo Camaro. Yes, sir. Not too long ago, they were making Copo Camaros. Like they keep talking about the D-men, but they've already had the Copos from a long time ago. Except they're not street legal. That's the difference.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like purpose-built drag cars. Chevy has the Copo, Ford has the Cobra Jet. And I think Dodge had the drag pack or something like that. Like they had those for like purpose-built drag cars, no VIN numbers, anything like that. Only for track use.
Exactly. You have to trailer. Exactly. You have to trailer them.
Trailer them?
Yes, trailer them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have bad internet here.
That was not internet.
No. So I haven't really been paying attention. So what's the topic we're talking about right here?
The tuners.
Oh, okay.
So like Callaway, like the other one that's recently been really popular is of course Hennessy.
Wow.
Because he started with the Vipers, but I don't know if Hennessy
now he does everything.
Reliable. Yeah, he does everything. But
like, did you hear the story about how they came out with that fucking Exorcist Camaro, and then I heard that it actually doesn't even make 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah, it probably doesn't.
I'm like, really? That's one way to shoot yourself in the foot. All right, later, Chris.
With all the American cars.
I know.
I can't help it. I prefer American over JDM, so.
I like them all. If you're a car, then I like it.
Like that's the thing. I like all of them, but I just prefer more. Like I go more towards American cars. But I still
I'm more of an I'm more of an American car guy. Like I like Chevelles, Ford GTs, Vets.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
They got a soul.
I can like more American muscle car types for different reasons, and then I'll have my reasons why I like the imports.
That's the way I am.
Yeah.
Too.
American cars
I'm
that I
not-
like more than some Japanese cars. There's some Japanese cars I like more than some American cars.
Yeah, I'm not
True.
really biased, you know.
Is anybody?
Yeah, but I know one thing. Like for me is like I could never really see myself owning a Japanese or JDM car. Like I really only see myself ever owning American cars.
Yeah, I see that with you too.
Like,
I see that too.
Like that's
I
kind of how I
can't
am.
see
Like
you.
I'm.
I can't see you owning like a Subaru or something. I can see you
Yeah.
owning a fucking Camaro or Mustang.
You guys want to hear something funny?
Oh boy.
Here in New Mexico, a lot of people call Subarus lesbros because every person that we ever see driving a Subaru is either gay or lesbian. I'm sorry. I mean,
Oh god, that's kind of funny. Actually.
especially Foresters, you know, or the Outbacks.
My friend has a Forester, but I'm not gonna go into that. He's
I mean,
not.
the
He's
only-
not like
Everyone
that.
in New Jersey that drives a Subaru is old.
Yeah.
How Buicks were in the '90s, like they're just senior citizen cars.
Yeah, the only Subaru that I give respect is the
Subarus that you really see as like performance oriented is like the STI and the WRX, but I don't know much about Subarus either. I just know oh, it's a WRX and it's an STI. That's obviously something that's going to be either fast or shit itself. One of the two.
I think I honestly think the only reason they're popular is because the Evo is no longer being produced.
That is also true because since Mitsubishi, because there ain't nothing to compete against it except like maybe I don't even know if the Focus RS would really compete.
No, not
No.
really. No, not really. Not really.
Yeah, like there ain't really anything else to compete against it unless Subaru goes back to doing hatchbacks.
Because see, the only thing that went, like the only thing that competed back in the day, of course, the Audi Quattros back in the day when they were winning the rallies, and then Mitsubishi, and then they were doing, I forget which is the all-wheel drive version of Nissan that they were using. I think it was the previous one before it became the GTR.
Pulsar.
I forget.
No, they have the Pulsar.
I don't remember the name, but those are the cars that would compete back in the day, And of course, Subaru, the WSR,
WRX?
WRX and the STI. Those are the ones that would compete back in the day. But the one that always ruled those scenes were the Quattros and the Mitsubishi Evo. Those are the only ones that always won. And the rules were to have a 2.0 liter four-cylinder. Those are the rules. You can put all the enforced induction you want, but it cannot go past a 2-liter engine.
Yeah, but another thing about Evos and Subarus is their reputation for boom.
Yeah, for being reliably explosive.
Well,
Yeah. That's one way to put it.
Just to add to the Evo talk, one brand new Evo 9. Yes, brand new Evo 9 from 2006, never titled 9 miles. On eBay for $140,000 just 2 days ago.
Holy shit. That's because they're not being made anymore. So obviously the value is going to go up on them because like this thing, when things quit being made, the value is going to go up. Like I'm surprised the GTO that the value hasn't raised more on it.
Well, that's what I was about to say. The value in the GTO, depending on the mileage, it's staying consistently between $18,000 and $20,000 right now. And to be honest, at that price point is not that bad because when they were selling new, they were at $35,000.
True.
That's what 11 years old for a 2006, and that's 12 years for a 2005. And
because there's
years old
really
for an 04.
Yeah, there's a Camaro. Camaro will have its own thing.
And I know of a couple of GTOs that are out there that have really low miles compared to mine, because I only have 38,000 miles on mine, and I have a friend that has 25,000
miles. Yours is a one owner. You.
Yeah, I am original owner. Yes, I am. And then there's another original owner, the guy that I told you about. He has 14,000 miles on his, and there's one more that's sitting in on a 4-post lift somewhere in New York that has 22 miles on it, and it's the
Holy
only one
shit.
I know of. That's the lowest mileage GTO in the United States. It's the only one, and it's black on red interior with 17-inch
Wow.
alloy wheels and a 6-speed. It's the only 06 that I know of.
Huh.
And I have the VIN number,
Oh, wow.
so I know where this. So I'm keeping track of this car. So if I ever have enough money, I'm buying that puppy. If I ever have the means to be able to buy this car, I will get it.
Yeah, like I know a guy that has an 03 Mach 1, and he only has like 13,000 miles on it.
Oh, my light just turned off. I just killed the battery finally. Oh, there it goes. My phone.
We can see you.
Yeah, my
You're not
phone.
telling a ghost. Well, you look like you're almost telling a ghost
Well, my
story a little
phone's
bit,
dying.
but
Yeah, that's what they're saying. What was it called? That movie where they're in the forest. The witch
No.
something or other.
I don't know. But I'd say let's just end the podcast.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start the car.
All right. Before
Okay, you can do
before
that.
we leave, has anybody ever been dumb enough to place a smoke grenade under one of these?
No.
Oh Lord.
And
As if they were
on that
doing a
bump,
burn.
though,
Well, I
it
kind
was
of did
time
that,
for me
and I
to
left a
say
huge
good
mark
night.
right there.
All right, guys, shush.
Everybody.
Martin's gonna start a car.
All right, I'm gonna start the car.
So make loud noise.
Yeah, so everybody be quiet.
You guys ready?
Everybody, shut the fuck up.
We're ready, Martin.
No noise. Here it comes.
I think his phone's making it a lot less louder than it is.
All right. You guys
All right, well,
ready?
we heard it, but I think your phone made it like really low
Hold on a second.
after it started.
Phone out of my case here real fast. This case really okay. No more case. Yeah, this one's like hot. Ready?
Yeah. Guess he's starting it again. Ooh, hello.
Shit.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Morning, neighbors.
Damn, that sounded good. That's an LS for you.
I want an LS.
Yes. Hey, Martin, you want to tell us real quick what you have done to it, just in case nobody knows?
So it has full-length Cook's headers. It has high flow cuts from Cook's. It has Cook's X pipe, and it has Cook's loud mouth mufflers. And of course, I have a cam in there. You know, really tiny cam. Wink, wink. You know.
No comment.
I have the heads have been modified. It has dual screens. It's pretty built. It's up there.
Sounds like it. All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this podcast, and definitely check out some of the other ones, and we will see you guys next video.